Hi guys, and welcome back to the Bad Players podcast. We've got a little bit of thingamajigger on the screen to cover our beautiful faces, but I'm here with Simon and a special guest, which I'm going to reveal with our insane tech. Here we go. This is Graham, or Mash, or Spidermash. He has about 8 different ways of addressing him. So, who are you?
I'm a bad player and a bad judge and bad everything else probably. So that's it. That's me. I've been started playing in Chilling Rain and been playing badly since. So yeah.
Fair enough.
So you're going to be really good then.
Yeah.
Okay. So quickly, Graham, quick rundown. What's your favourite Pokemon?
Rowlet.
What's your favourite deck?
Currently, I like Regis. When Regis were released, I played them. I played them recently again when they were with the new energy. It's not as good without scoop up nets and stuff, but yeah, I like Regis.
Which deck at the moment is the best deck in format?
There's no need to interrogate this man.
I'd like to say it's Guardy, but statistically it doesn't show that. But I don't think that Tina's good, personally.
Okay, back to the next question, and not back, but you know what I mean. What's the most overhyped deck at the moment? And you probably just
Zard.
Or
Tina, yeah. Zard or Tina.
Yeah.
Zard's crap.
Yeah, Zard's just... I think the rise of... The rise of...
The machines.
Yeah. No. The rise of...
The sun. Sorry.
What the hell?
The rise of...
The Lost Box deck with Path is because so many people are playing Charizard, and Arceus decks and the Zard decks especially struggle under Path.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why it's risen back into power, because it shuts down Guardy, it shuts down Zard, it shuts down like Chien-Pao, Path just turns off so many decks. So if you can play a deck that doesn't need Path, which I think is why it's come back around.
So Lost Tina that does play Path shuts down all the decks, yeah?
Well, a lot of.
So it's not overhyped.
Well, I just don't like...
See Lewis's face.
Its end game isn't great,
I hate
is it?
that deck.
It's just if they run out of energies.
Yeah.
Especially if
you've got to literally know how to play it with, with your eyes closed.
Yeah, like single prize Pokemon. If you're just throwing a load of single prize Pokemon at them, they're going to run out of steam real quick, because they've been in energy every turn to do 280.
Fair enough. Okay, cool. So that was a quick, like you said, chucking stuff at him. One more. What deck will win Pittsburgh today?
Probably is going to be Tina.
Okay. Not the Miraidon that went 9-0.
I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Okay. So you're going Tina, yeah?
Yeah, probably.
Lou?
Charizard, bro. He's gonna win. I hate it, but he's gonna win.
How many do we know how many made data?
There was that one guy who was like 6-0 on screen. That's all
I
I
think
saw.
some did.
But
That's the one. No, but I looked earlier, but
at least one.
we're not massively getting into that. We'll get into that.
It's one of those that if it gets set up, it's
Yeah.
flying. But if they can't get set up,
Yeah.
it just bricks so bad.
Unless you're playing 2 Tropius, 2 super effective goggles.
Well, then you're not getting set up for nothing.
Well, we'll find that out today at the challenge.
Sure. No one will play that at the challenge, but actually.
Wow.
Like Zard or Tropius.
Oh, I'm the only person playing Tropius at the challenge, so I'll tell you that.
I'm not playing Tropius, and you're not playing Tropius.
I'm not even playing Pokemon.
Well, there you go. Play Disney instead.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right, guys, so we had a bit of a rant, and so back to the serious, well, semi-serious stuff. So today we're going to talk about a couple of new card reveals on Limitless. Not Limitless. What's the other one called?
Poke Beach.
The Poke Beach.
The Poke Beach. The Poke Beach.
Yeah.
Like the Pokemon, or the Facebook, as I call it.
There's no way.
Right? And then afterwards, we'll be going on to Limitless, and then we're going to be doing like a little spotlight on an old deck, And as we said in the last podcast, we're going to be like, this broken deck, will it hold up in today's format as is? Or if you were to tweak it a little bit with a few of the newer cards, like, would this deck hold up? And would some of the abilities or some of the cards, technically, would they ever be reprinted? Because I think there's probably some that you're going to be like, that's never being reprinted. Because, well, you'll see in a minute. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we'll start with the Poker Beach.
That is the Poker Beach.
So, first couple of card reveals. Lou, do you want to go through these?
Sure. I've seen
He
it.
really does look like a cheese string in that middle picture.
I did. Yeah, this got sent in the group chat, didn't it? So I have seen this before, and I've heard that this is the rubbish Gimme Ghoul, or whatever he's called. Is that what he's called?
Yeah, Gimme Goo.
That's the rubbish one,
It's
isn't it?
not the Call for Family one.
And then there's the other dude.
Don't you think
Goldino.
it looks like
Do they link into one big picture?
Yeah, it
I just
does.
saw that.
Yeah.
no, it's above him. Don't you think it looks like a police mugshot?
Oh wait, yeah.
There you go, look.
Yeah. There's.
Okay, that's really cool.
Maybe that's what.
That's
it
like
is.
they did with the Spid Ops.
So this artwork is basically telling you, everybody, that this just belongs in your binder.
No.
Just a binder card.
So, yeah, that's
this is not a binder card,
That's awesome.
and there's a card that we'll show you in a minute that's going to make this deck actually quite broken.
So this was the
cheese string. Cheese string,
the
yeah.
one that we just talked about the other day, and this has got the whatever you call them, alternate arts.
Yeah, that card I think will
illustration rares and special
illustration rare.
And then there's
Ricker.
whatever this is.
Ricker.
Look at the top four
Riker,
cards of your
maybe?
deck. Oh, I've just opened elements, guys. Hold on.
GG.
Right.
Technical wizard.
Let's not let that get in our way. We got Riker, Riker, whatever. Look at the top four cards of your deck and put two of them into your hand. Then shuffle the cards and put them on the bottom of your deck.
It's okay.
That's just a random
So
supporter,
it's,
really.
again, Pokemon are not giving you the flat draw 4. Like, you can draw 3.
But then
With how or something like that, but they don't like to give you a flat draw 4. playerz is even draw 5, but you have to get rid of 2 forever. A draw 4 supporter, apart from Coach Trainer, that was out a while ago, but even that had massive stipulations to it. So again, they're giving you you may draw 4 cards, but with the stipulation of
2 to the bottom of your
deck. 2 to the bottom of your deck, which, for certain decks is probably fine. But if you're going to play this, you probably just play playerz.
Yeah.
I would say.
And
so it's pretty mid.
There's Jirachi, which I've only heard about because people are like, I don't know, bumming it, I guess. They're just like going a bit crazy over it. But it's just that your opponent's basic Pokemon can't put damage counters on your bench Pokemon. So it just, they're doing what they did with Drapion and Mew. They're just getting something to stop lost walks, really.
What do you think about that?
You're either going to play that or you're going to play Manaphy, and you're not going to play both. Because if you play that and don't play Manaphy, Lost Box players will just use Greninja. And if you play Manaphy and don't play that, they'll just play Sableye.
I'd still play Manaphy though over that, I reckon.
But do you not think...
I think Manaphy has a better card text because that's only from basics. So that doesn't stop you getting...
Do you not think that everyone is sitting there going, I need to play this and Manaphy?
Yeah.
And not thinking about the fact that you only have 5 bench?
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking about it earlier and I was thinking, like, can you imagine, like, the ultimate counter deck, right? You're like, right, I have the ultimate counter deck. I'm going to play this Jirachi. I'm going to play Manaphy. I'm going to play Bibarel so they can never get rid of my stuff.
Spiritomb.
Then I'm going to play Spiritomb. And then actually I'm going to play Skovert as well.
There's my bench.
Who do I attack with? No one. So I think this
Radiant
is
Radiant Jirachi and just flip heads all the time.
Sometimes it's about the grind. You might not necessarily need that attacker as long as your intentions are good.
As long as they can't attack.
Spiritomb does 10 damage.
Just chip.
Chip away.
See, what's to stop Lost Box going, okay, you played Jirachi, so I'm going to go back to a certain kind of Lost Box and I'm just going to boss up this thing. Play Cancer Clone.
Yeah.
Smack a Lost City down. I win.
Yeah.
And you're not established because you've set your bench up with all these little support Pokemon that do literally nothing. No, can you imagine if you... I know we don't talk about it much, but if you were playing VG and 5 of your 6 team were like support Pokemon,
Yeah.
it's just not happening. Like, right, this guy has, Reflect. This guy has Veil. This guy has Quick Guard. This guy has this. So you're not touching me, but guess what? I can't attack. So that's the kind of thing I see with this card is... I think it's going to be massively hyped. But
it's just kind of dookie.
It's also because it says basic, so it stops stuff like it doesn't stop stuff like the VMAX attack from Inteleon, so like that doesn't get stopped.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought, oh, actually, this would be really good into the Urshifu deck. But yeah, it doesn't stop the
quick snipe ability. I think is it quick shot?
Yeah,
quick snipe.
It doesn't stop that, and it doesn't stop Alakazam moving damage counters to it. So it doesn't stop it.
The only thing it stops is the Yoga Loop.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop Hawlucha.
Yeah, it won't stop anything like that. So it'll stop Yoga Loop, but then you just go move damage counters, move damage counters, move damage counters. It gets knocked out with Alakazam, and then you're back into Yoga Loop territory. So
yeah, it's just there for Sableye.
Yeah, they might as well have just put
Sableye.
Yeah, attacks from your opponent's basic Sableye cards can't touch this bench.
Unless there's something they're releasing in this set as well that does have damage counters on bench, but I doubt
Just
it.
wait till Last Box gets Mega Sableye. Just evolve into Mega
Evolve
Sableye.
it 200 damage or 20 damage counters, whatever you want.
Right, let's have a look at this medical energy. I don't even know what that is. So.
It's the card of the season, really.
Lugia players be like, there's a hope.
Yeah, attach this as a colourless and it heals 30 damage.
So not good for Lugia then, because it's from hand.
Yeah.
It's actually trash.
Yeah.
That's just trash.
That's actually...
Like, I remember when the grass, the herb energy or whatever it's called. Was it Herb Energy, the grass one ages ago? That did the same thing. Trash.
Well, they've got to have some
Not
cards.
Blissey.
They've got to have some cards to fill a theme deck. So
yeah, it's trash. Yeah. Right, let's go on to the newer stuff.
Put it in Blissey. Just attach it to Blissey every time.
Blissey's gone.
Blissey V?
Is Blissey V gone?
No, it's still in.
No, it's still in, yeah.
Oh.
Right, let's look at these newer cards, Lou.
This is our kitchen Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So we'll just fill the time with talking about the
weather.
Is it Ancient Roar and Future Flash?
Yeah.
Those cards.
Now there's a card here in a minute which I'll show you, which actually does wreck Lost Box, like massively.
Oh yeah.
Are you loading it?
Yeah. I am.
You need that music, the loading music, the lift music.
Thanks, guys.
We'll be back after this short intermission.
Here
we go.
So it's
slowly loading.
The new set.
General informations.
Yeah, go to the cards, man.
Yeah.
So start with this guy. Iron Hands broken. Second attack, amazing.
Fat Hands. Who wants to talk about Fat Hands?
I will.
Go on, Fat Hands.
So Iron Hands EX, Lightning Pokemon, 210 HP, basic, future Pokemon. For double lightning colourless, arm press, vanilla attack 160. Second attack, really good. It's for lightning triple colourless, which, seems a lot, but not for a lightning deck at the moment. 120 damage. If your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out, Sableye, right, you take an extra prize. So this is the return of Stoutland. So this, obviously it's got Fat Retreat, which don't really matter because you're going to be playing this in Miraidon, where you play switch cards, you play all that stuff, or you're going to be playing this in Lugia.
Yeah.
So this is a card which you can splash into Lugia. You know, you can play a basic lightning energy. Why not? It's not really hard, is it? You know, but I think you put this in Miraidon and your unfavoured last box match with Miraidon becomes probably 80-20. You win. Because this just, nothing in last box, you know, obviously Dragonite, but, you know, can quickly hit that. If you can get this off turn 1 against last box, you win. Like,
Why not play that in last box?
you could play that in last box as well, yeah.
Yeah.
That would actually be scary. But you stop leaking bad player info. Yeah.
Don't play that in last box.
No.
Um,
But I think like somebody would look at this and go 120 damage for like 8,000 energy. This is terrible. And it's like,
can we just take a moment to appreciate Fat Hands on the
Like-
screen?
such a cool Pokemon.
Yeah,
Like
Sexy.
my favorite Paradox Pokemon. This is.
it's very fat though.
Yeah, but it don't matter.
I like this fat.
The amount of switch options now, though, isn't it?
Like
So
and
you
then,
got switch
can
card
can
and
you
road.
switch card that, yeah?
Yeah, because it's a
Switch
basic.
Basics, yeah.
and then you've got the
Should have known that.
like there's loads of you could switch cards to heal it because you've got Zapdos coming out as well. EX Zapdos, I think it is, which has free retreat if it's got energy attached. So they hit this, you switch card into the Zapdos,
Oh, so that's like
free retreat,
Yeah.
bang, and the Zapdos always does like bench damage as well. So I think Lightning is getting pretty gross. Yeah.
If that's going to be played in, I was going to say if that's going to be played in Miraidon, maybe like you could put a Zapdos in your deck. But if you're playing that in Miraidon, you're not going to be playing the Raichu.
No,
So
yeah, like
Yeah,
no, but
that's quite awkward.
it's. I think this card's great.
I think that's a very good card.
I might be wrong, but
However,
I'm just in that weird format of in my head of it's weak to fighting's
Yeah.
trash.
no.
It's actually not. If you look at it, you'll see in a minute,
I know.
right? This is going to make Lugia tier 1 again. Is my prediction.
No, I'm not.
Do you
Lugia.
disagree?
That was
Do you
me-
disagree
was
to that?
me.
What?
I don't want Lugia tier 1.
I know, yeah. So yeah, what's next? Sliver Wings.
Snake thing. Yo! Anyway,
Graham, you can talk about Sliver Wing
Anyway,
because
yeah.
it's really good.
It actually doesn't look too bad, to be fair. 120 for double fighting.
Sorry.
Does 90 to itself, but your opponent is now burnt. Obviously, doing 120 will knock out big hands.
Mate, it's all about the first attack, surely.
And discard
To
the
be
top.
fair.
Yeah, discard their
Yeah.
top.
No.
Going
No.
fast.
No.
Yeah.
In all
If
honesty.
you're going second and you can get that off an attack, just to disrupt a little bit, you might get rid of something good. But
So it does 120 for 2 fighting, which
90 to itself, which
is
isn't
okay. So it's one shot in this dude.
Yeah, it's one shot in big hands. It's one shot in
But you think
most of the
you're like
Miraidon deck.
double fighting? Fighting's quite hard to power up.
We're in-
Gutsy pickaxe.
Maybe look at the next card.
Oh, bloody.
You're the mouse man.
Let's
I
look
love
at
this.
Sandy
Alright,
Legs.
you want to
Sandy
look- you
Legs'
want-
ability is
Come on.
so good.
This was like.
What
This
a
was
card.
the
Look-
last Pokemon I shiny hunted before I stopped playing Scarlet. 'Cause this guy's just too cool.
Look at that ability.
This ability can only be used once during your turn. If your opponent has 4 or fewer prize cards remaining, attach a basic fighting from your discard pile to this Pokemon.
Nice. To that Pokemon, so it won't power up.
Well, it can because you can play E-Switch, mate.
Yeah.
Because I play E-Switch.
It's just your.
Ground Spark, 200 damage. This Pokemon can't attack. Yeah.
Do you not think that's awesome?
It's cool. I like it.
Oh, come on.
It's my boy.
It's already got an energy sat on it, right? Lightning's probably going to get quite good. They take 2 prizes. You go, use the ability, attach for turn, knock out any Lightning Pokemon. See you later.
It's quite good.
What if you've got 3 of those in play and they've all got multiple energies on them?
You know what you could play that with?
Not Tinglu.
Oh.
Tinglu's
Anyway.
Tingpoo.
No, that's crazy. That was-
Okay, I think this is like really bad, but it's actually really cool.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
What the hell is this?
I'm Jugglerless.
I don't remember that.
Choo!
Oh, wait. I remember
Yeah, it's
that.
the whatever it's called. I like the card.
He's colourless.
The card is lovely.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Go on, who wants to
I'll take
better
it.
this?
Why not? Iron Jugularus. Basic Pokemon is a future Pokemon. 130 HP. Got double retreat cost. Weak to lightning. Here we go. Homing Hands. This attack does 50 damage to... Ooh.
3 of your opponent's Pokemon that already have damage counters on.
Okay, so Jirachi stops that.
No, because it's 50
No,
damage.
it's 50 damage,
So
not
you can
counters.
just...
Jirachi does not. Jirachi's trash.
Manaphy
man.
stops that.
Jirachi is so bad.
Yeah, Jirachi is kind of dookie.
Yeah, okay.
But you
Manaphy
could
stops
wipe
it.
a bench if you use
Okay.
Lucha to put
Okay.
10 on some stuff.
Okay, this should go in Lugia.
Like if you play Halucha to put
Or
10.
put this
then-
in Lost Box.
Yeah.
Why did
Sableye.
everyone go silent?
Like
Sableye spread and then bang.
yeah.
Okay, there's actually some exciting cards to
Yeah, the
play.
future cards are good.
I'm happy.
I think the ancient cards are. I think most of them are a bit mid.
Yeah, but they've still got...
Okay, this card.
And then 5 colourless. 5? Was that? Yeah, that's 5 colourless for 150. But if it has a future boost energy capsule attached, this attack costs 3 colourless instead.
Future boosters underneath Graham.
Well,
if you'd
have
like
you
to
seen
tell
this?
us what that
Have you
is.
seen this? Because we talked about something along this line being here.
So there we go. So we've got future boost energy capsule and ancient boost energy capsule.
It looks like a capsule of the future.
It does look like the capsule from the future.
It actually looks like that thing
future-
where they post stuff through the wall.
Future
Yeah.
Pokemon card this is attached to has no retreat cost. And the attack uses do 20 more damage. So that means that's now doing 170.
For 2 less energy,
For 2
and it's
less
got free
energy.
retreat.
So does that also mean that the bench damage is doing? So it's now doing 70 to benches instead of 50.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of busted.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And then
this
the
is-
ancient
this is good.
version
another male thing.
card gets 60 extra H points. Recovers from all special conditions and can't be affected by any special conditions.
How
So
much does
this-
user got?
So you're giving him 280.
280,
280
yeah.
for a basic, a big basic.
That's not
So actually, if you go back up,
Go on.
if you're attaching the future one to the big hands,
No.
so big hands is costing
140.
3. Yeah, but he's costing 2 colourless less.
No,
No?
it's only that one's attack that does 2 colourless less.
This-
Oh, no, that's for that, yeah, sorry.
Oh.
But big hands would
But it
do
makes
20
him have
extra
no
damage.
retreat cost.
Oh.
It'll mean he'll have no retreat cost.
Oh my god. Okay, that's good. And he would, so we do 180 as well.
Bruv, the one problem I had with Iron Hands has just been removed.
Okay, forget Miraida, we're just playing quad iron hands.
Yeah,
That's
because
the
you can
deck.
just switch them.
Okay, cool.
Big hands is just flying.
Ancient
one's
Energy
okay as
Booster
well.
is pretty decent. Now these supporters are really good.
Okay, I'll read this one then. This is the professor woman, Sada. Choose up to 2 ancient Pokemon and attach 1 basic energy from your discard pile to each of them. Then draw 3 cards.
Shanty Sharks or whatever it's called.
Shandy Sharks.
So you can power that up in 1 turn.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Bish bash bosh.
Going
And then you draw
going
3 cards.
second.
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually quite good to be fair.
Right, Earth Vessel. This is Professor's Letter,
Is it?
but it's nerfed to an extent. So you must discard a card from your hand in order to use this card. Search your deck for up to 2 basic energy, reveal them, put them in your hand. So pretty good. So it's like Capacious Bucket.
Yeah.
Bucket was only water. Professor's Letter was any energy.
This
Right.
is any.
This
Oh,
is
so this
any.
basic.
This is any basic, but you have to discard a card. So they're just kind of giving it like a little bit of a nerf, making you pay a bit of a price. Also a very good card for G-String.
Yeah.
I just want to point out, I think the future effect of the black and the white looks way better than the sand sky.
Well, that's because all the good people played Violet.
True.
Anyway, the thing I just
Here he is.
True.
Rose's brother,
Rose.
kind of. It looks like him, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
she looks like Rose.
Put 1 Pokemon into your hand, discard. So
Broken.
the discarding of all the cards attached isn't great,
Doesn't matter. It's broken.
but it's like sharing care, but for any Pokemon as opposed to just a colourless.
No. It's like AZ.
That's not too shabby.
It's AZ.
Yeah. Which was one of them.
Right, so AZ was an old supporter card, which literally had this effect. And you would play AZ in big stall decks. So you put up a massive Pokemon, like Whale Lord.
Yeah.
They would hit it, you just AZ it. next one down. So it's like Sharon's Care, like you said. But the fact that you discard all cards attached to it is the price you have to pay, because this picks up anything.
All they need.
This can pick up a stage 2.
Yeah.
This can pick up, like, so, you know, if you're playing something like...
You can pick your Guardia.
Yeah, if you're playing Guardi and you're like, they have game next turn on my Guardi, you're like, nope, out of play.
Yeah, because the energy going into discard for Guardi doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah, so it won't matter.
And late game day, you might still have a Candy in hand.
Yeah, so you could literally, you know, if you've got a Rolts on the bench, you could just play this. It discards the 2 Pokemon, so you only have the Guardi left, right?
Oh, okay. It doesn't.
I assume it would discard, or would it keep the Pokemon?
I presume because it says put your Pokemon into your hand. It just says
so it would
discard
keep them, yeah.
cards attached to
Yeah,
that
that
would
makes
be
sense.
energy.
Yeah, so you'd keep the Pokemon line, but if you already had a Rolts,
if you had a Rolts on the bench,
you could just go pick it up, rare candy, back into Guardi, fresh Guardi, pretty busted. This card
I think this is good, but
I think it's great.
you could say
there's gonna be a special out of that, and it's gonna look fantastic.
yeah, not as good as the Rose though. But
And
you could say it's very scenario based.
it's a store deck card. It's a store deck card. Next card's broken as well, look.
Discard a card from your hand in order to use this card. Search your deck for 2 future Pokemon cards, reveal them and put them in your hand, shuffle your deck.
No need.
Now this card reminds me of an old card called Electromagnetic Radar.
Yeah.
But that one was you discard 2 cards and you search for any 2 lightning Pokemon.
Yeah, I like
Right.
that. That was good. That was.
And then you'd get like Pikarom, and then you get a Dedenne. So you could literally set up. This card is like not necessarily a reprint to that, but it's the same. It was stipulated for a certain. So this is your new Battle VIP pass for future Pokemon. You just play 4 of these.
Also looks like one of them snap bands you used to have as a kid.
Yeah, it looks really cool. Like, look at that.
Yeah, you can have the ruler ones.
It's like
yeah.
future Pokemon. So again, more support for the future Pokemon.
Then there's this one which I've read as meta, but it's
Okay.
not meta.
Mila.
So the meta card. Mila's okay, I think.
You can play this card if any of your Pokemon were knocked out during your opponent's last turn. Hold on. Attach 1 basic fire energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. If you do, then draw until you have 6 cards in your hand. I thought it said if you do draw 6, then I was about to be like, oh.
So
yeah.
So this is Rayhan, but like drawing cards.
For fire,
Rayhan,
but for
it's
fire.
Rayhan, but worse.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
worse right hand because you need to have. It's only for fire decks.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. It says basic fire energy to any Pokemon.
Oh, well, this is better, though. This is better.
I don't know if this card's broken or kind of mid.
It's better, though. There it is. Someone read it, please.
Gee.
Put any 4 Put up to 4 in any combination of Psychic Pokemon and Basic Psychic energies from your discard into your hand. So yeah.
So it's Clara.
For Guardian.
Clara for Guardia.
Well, I was thinking it was Clara just for Sableye.
Nah, you just play cards.
But why would you do it for Guardian when you want to keep the energy in the discard pile?
It's 4 of any Pokemon.
In any combination.
You okay, bro?
No, I was thinking you could play it with, again, with G-String. You just literally putting 4 energy back into your hand.
Yeah.
4 psychic energy, because it only attacks for a single metal.
Yeah.
He's
So-
got a point, bro.
So instead of, everyone was saying with...
So you play that and then you play like Rod.
So why don't you play Golden Go with Curlier and just turbo through your deck, and then have options to attack with like Mini Guardi or Gallade, and then play this to get your energy back. That could be like I was thinking about playing it with Chian-Pao,
Anyway.
but
Nah, that's...
and then we got like the other dudes.
I didn't want you blasting through
This
stuff.
one looks sick. Yeah, what's this?
This is the...
That's the one. That's what Lewis likes, man.
It's the fungus, bro. Got a shiny one of him on the game as well.
You get that in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, I got that really quickly. Oh yeah, that's...
120, can't attack next turn.
Mate, where's the worst card ever printed? This one.
Is it this one? Oh my god, it's so anticlimactic.
It's got like the most broken ability,
There we go.
and it's poor.
Oh.
Oh, there we go. That is...
So it's got the same.
Oh,
It's got the same ability. There you go. It's got the same ability as Stoutland, but
Yeah.
only does 120.
it So
and they can't attack next turn.
It's just crap.
I think that's.
However, they will have free retreat if you put the Gajigger.
So, flip of a coin. Future or ancient?
Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Anyway.
Future or ancient?
Future.
Future's better.
Big hands, no retreat.
So do you reckon everyone's going to be playing like loads of vacuums?
Oh, I hope not.
Crushing hammers and vacuums, getting rid of energies and.
Not if you're playing Fluffy, mate. Don't matter. Just Fluffy, Mirai down, Iron Hands done. I think that's kind of sick.
Yeah, that's. I think that's just a bit too good to the.
And the Hydreigon, whatever that's called. What's it called? Iron Jugular.
Oh yeah, Iron Junk. I don't know.
Iron Jugulus. Jugulus?
Junk.
Iron Hydreigon, dude,
Iron Junk.
is probably my favourite card.
Yeah, what's his name?
No.
Him
Iron Jugulus.
is probably my favourite card there.
Iron Jugulus.
And the artwork is sick.
Mine is Sandy Shocks, of course.
Yeah, Sandy Shock's pretty sick. I'm waiting for the
So it's going to be a battle of cheese string versus big hands. Then.
I'm waiting for Iron Thorns as well.
Who's that?
The metal Tyranitar.
Didn't they already print
Oh yeah, the future-looking robot. He looks like Godzilla, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's not already. No,
It
they
looks
printed Tyranitar
Oh, it's a
Terra,
lightning. Yeah,
but they're
yeah.
Iron Thorns, the Godzilla one. Yeah, with
Yeah,
it
it
looks like
looks like a
Mechagodzilla,
mecha
Is there anything
Mecha
else they're
Godzilla.
missing?
Huh?
Is there anything else that they haven't?
Iron Jugulus not printed yet.
There was
Not Iron Jugulus, because that's the good one. Iron Jugulus.
What have they done? They've done the dragon.
Iron Thorns. What about the Mischievous?
Oh,
Is there a page?
I don't know if they've done a mischievous. I know they've done a
What's the Mischievous called?
Jugglypuff.
A Jugglypuff.
Yeah.
See, that's not Iron Thorns like the T-tail.
No, that's just the electric.
It was in the Aegislash. The Aegislash pretty good.
I think I looked at this a couple of weeks ago.
It's
It was definitely not a couple of weeks ago because it was 3 days ago.
Yeah,
But I
7th
have
of September.
But I have seen this.
its ability is familiar.
Is it the I actually can't remember. But I have
It's a
seen
stage
that.
2 though, so it kind of sucks. But look at the alt art, man.
Yeah.
Like, look at that alt art. It's like Excalibur.
If the alter suicide.
Processing request. Hang on. There we go.
Look at that.
Yeah, that is pretty
Like,
sick.
what a card. And the ability is Safeguard.
Is
Prevent
not
all damage
great.
done to it from
Yeah,
EXs and
Vs.
Vs.
Graham's got us stuck on the card.
So it's got Safeguard. So it's basically got the Mimikyu ability, but it's a stage 2, but it also has double HP.
He just doesn't want to go away, mate. He's just...
And its attack is better than Mimikyu's as well. But it's a stage 2, so
Hard
we're
bash.
not even gonna... Bless you.
Thank you.
So we think future is the future.
Future's
Oh, my
the future.
days.
Yeah?
Yeah, future is.
But, well, we've only seen a few cards yet, so...
I didn't mess it up that time.
You didn't.
We're quite glitchy though.
But we're also
Yeah.
moving at like 2
Your
seconds. per
your
hour.
your little flap top
Can
can't
close the
handle.
Poker Beach though.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. A skinny 3mm laptop is
There
not.
we go.
We're using 52% of the CPU.
Whatever that means.
Just 62 we're up to now.
That's
just to
crazy.
process us.
What does that mean?
It means that the laptop is hemorrhaging. It's having an absolute nightmare just trying to fill
Is that
it.
why it's sat there going?
That's why it's, yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
so
we'll sort
next
that out later.
topic, like I said, is the
We're
one
gonna
that
do
we just talking. Is we're going to talk about an older deck from the 2017-2018 kind of time. When we started,
Simon's throwback of the week.
yeah, was it when we started playing?
Back in my day.
Yeah, back in the day when cards were good.
So
Right.
it's 6 years ago.
Yes, when we started playing, I think. It says a lot, doesn't it? Playing 6 years, still crap.
Yeah.
Need a little rewind thing.
What? And make it all sepia.
Yeah.
What?
Everyone wears little hats.
So we're gonna do a
Monocles.
spotlight on my favourite deck of all time. It was one of the first decks I ever played, so I kind of have this silly,
Oh,
silly, nostalgic kind of feel for it. Why are you on the energy?
So we're looking at Espeon Garbodor.
So Espeon Garbodor, this deck was a massive hitter in the format. Mainly A because it was good, and B because Buzzwole was also really good at the time, and it was weak to Psychic. So everyone who was good with Buzzwole got countered by this, didn't they, Lou?
No. Yeah.
But you hated it. You hated this deck, didn't you? Because every person tried to counter it because you played Buzzwole all the time.
I still beat it a couple of times, though, to be fair.
So this deck came top 4 at Worlds 2017 and had a couple of other placements, but I'm just going to go through the highest placing deck, and yeah, we'll just go through there. So start with the Eevee. So 60 HP basic. Probably got one of the best abilities on a basic of all time. So when you attach a basic energy from your hand to this Pokemon during your turn, you may search your deck for a card that evolves from the Pokemon that is the same type of energy. Right?
Put it onto this Pokemon to evolve it.
Yeah.
So you can just evolve it turn 1.
Turn 1.
Mad.
So I was thinking about this yesterday. If we go back to the Eevee, imagine if this Eevee, and this is why this ability won't ever come back, I don't think. Imagine if you're going first and this Eevee is an Arceus V, and you just attach an energy and then evolve into an Arceus V-Star.
Yeah.
Like, that's basically what the ability is. And then you can just Starbirth. Like, so this allowed you to evolve into Espeon on your very first turn. If you were going first, you could evolve into your Espeon. You've got a 200 HP Pokemon in play, and you've got an energy attached.
With arguably one of the best first attacks in the game.
And then you just hit them with the confusion.
If you're going second, yeah, you can just Psybeam your opponent. And this was a format, and this sounds really silly talking about it now, this was a format where I would say 99% of decks played no switch cards. Like, at all.
Sorry, let me just get my magnifying glass now.
They played Floatstone, but no switch cards. So you literally confuse their active, and they're like, oh, I need to find my Floatstone. Because it was all Floatstones, right? So no switch, there was no rope.
So Floatstone was like Balloon, wasn't it?
It's
But
better
for
than
retreat.
because you're free retreat.
As you can
On
see.
anything.
Yeah.
For
Which
four,
is why it
for
hasn't.
4, it's 20
Yeah, which
quid.
is why it hasn't been reprinted.
So the Espeon as well. So the Espeon has 200 HP. Obviously, it's a Psychic. It's got a single retreat cost. So you'd be doing the Psybeam, 30 damage. You're confused. Second attack. So like I said, you could do this your next turn.
Yeah.
So you attach a double colorless energy. This does 60 damage, and then it does 30 more damage for the amount of energy attached to your opponent, right? So you could do like 180, you could do 200, blah, 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 which doesn't sound a lot now, but...
so double colourless would count as well because it says amount of energy as opposed to
But when you're looking at Pokemon who've got 200 HP, you're literally, on your turn 2, you're one-shotting pretty much anything your opponent
Especially
has.
if they're weak to Psychic, you're hitting them for 60 on the first attack and then...
But what most people did, which I used to like doing, was you just divide GX on your second turn. Now, divide GX is
10 damage counters.
It's basically Sableye attack.
Yeah.
But it's for 10 damage counters on any of your opponent's Pokemon.
It might actually load, so it's like, there we go.
So we've got divide GX, put 10 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. Now, this was a stage 2 format.
Yeah.
So if they've got a couple of 50 HP Pokemon on the bench, you just go click, click, 2 prize cards. Right? So divide GX was used to set up damage. It was used to set up, if someone had, 250, you put 50 on it. It was used to set up. But a lot of the time, you just go divide GX, knock out the threat, like on the bench.
Yeah, I'll get back to the list because it'll probably take a solid 2 minutes to get to the list.
So Espeon on its own is a pretty good Pokemon.
Yep.
Then you pair it with its friend Trubbish. We'll come to.
So what does Flareon?
So if you click on the Flareon first.
This one, go on.
So in the format, will it load? So in the format, there was Flareon, Jolteon, and Vaporeon.
Yeah.
Right? They all had 90 HP. They were obviously all stage 1s. And they all had an ability depending on their type. So each of your stage 1 Pokemon in play now is a fire type as well as their own type.
Mad.
So this was a format where Gliscopod GX was really popular. Now Gliscopod had like 200 HP, maybe more. So you can now turn your Espeon into a fire type to hit grass for weakness.
Yeah, it was
So
I remember this.
I was thinking about this at the moment. If you're playing, what's a good stage 1 deck at the moment? Arceus. Yeah? Arceus, right? You're going an Eevee on the bench, yeah?
You're going to have to make up your own Eevee now.
Right, let's just say an Eevee. Little Eevee on the bench. You evolve Eevee into Jolteon. You can now hit Lugia for weakness with your Arceus. Actually insane. So this Flareon was in there for the Gliscopod. It was in there for a lot of the chunky grass types at the time. Like Gliscopod Garb. Actually, I think came second in this tournament.
There was Decidueye as well.
Decidueye was also good. Big stage 2. So this would just give you like, this is basically your weakness policy kind of smack attack, because the Gliscopod match was quite hard, because Gliscopod basically played the card where you pick up the Gliscopod to heal it, and then you attack, and then you heal, and then you attack. So you couldn't one-shot it. You'd hit it for like 200. I think Gliscopod had 210. You could hit it for 200 and then just be like Ace a Roller basically.
Yeah.
Put it back down. So if you just have this on the bench, you know, you've got a random Eevee and then you just evolve knockout.
Nice.
Actually insane, right? So let's go to Trubbish. So we play 4 Trubbish. So Trubbish, 70 HP, and he's got Acid Spray. It's flip a coin of heads, discard energy attached to your opponent's active. Acid Spray was actually quite a good attack.
Yeah.
You only used it if you were kind of desperate, but it would be good into like double colourless decks.
Yeah.
Like good against Zoroark, those kind of things. But we played this for Garbodor.
I did not get to the right one.
So this is the wrong Garb, by the way. We want to go to this Garb first. So this is Garbodor, 100 HP with the best ability of all time.
Turns off everyone's ability.
If this Pokemon has a tool attached, hence the 4 float stones, because of its big retreat, right?
Yeah.
Each Pokemon in play in each player's hand and in each player's discard pile, so it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? So you can't bring stuff back from a discard, you can't play Luminion down, you can't do anything, right? Have no abilities except for Garbatoxin. So what you would do is evolution into this, into your Espeon. Garbodor, evolve, float stone. I've used my ability to evolve.
Yeah.
Lock your opponent. Right? And the only way they could get rid of this is by getting rid of the tool, like playing Field Blower, right? Which we'll come to in a minute. Garbatoxin ravaged the format for years and years.
It was out for ages. Yeah.
It was a frightening card. Like if your opponent, this is the kind of support Pokemon where if they bench a Trubbish, you go for it straight away.
It's kind of like the Galarian Weezing was.
It's better than that.
Better.
It's better.
Way better.
Like this is the kind of Pokemon where at the moment, you know, if you're playing a deck and your opponent benches a Manaphy, you'd be like, I'll get that in a minute. You know, I'll kill it later. This is kills Trubbish.
Yeah.
Or I lose.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine this at the moment?
Yeah. Just nothing. Everything's just got no abilities.
Like, nothing would work. I don't think there's any deck at the moment that could function if this existed.
No.
Like, nothing. Could there? Is there any deck that don't use abilities?
Probably.
Relevant deck that doesn't use... Lost Box.
No, because you can't use Confiz.
Loses. Lugia.
Really?
And this turns off...
I thought he was saying that...
This turns off every
I thought he was going to say Lost Box.
Unless you can get Arceus set up before they get that set up.
But you can't, because all you do with this is but this would turn off your Bibarel. It turns off your Scovert.
Yeah.
It turns off everything. So Arceus could knock something out, but then you just go Garbatoxin. I'd love to see you draw cards.
True.
It turns off everything. So, best card ever. It's one of my favourite cards ever. Right, F, calm down. So the other Garbodor, was another one of the best cards ever printed. This was everyone's fear, right? So Trashalange. Now, have you heard of Trashalange?
I haven't.
So for 1 energy, this attack does 20 damage for each item card in your opponent's discard pile.
This brings me so much anger just remembering this.
Now imagine what that would do to decks now.
Mad.
And like I said, you can't think about the format now where you've got decks like Charizard that have got like 300 plus HP, right?
Yeah.
Most Pokemon had like 200.
Yeah.
10 items in the discard pile, you lose, right?
Well,
This was the one where it got to the point where if your opponent was like late game,
You just one-shot him.
you just can't. This was the scariest card to see. Again, kills rubbish.
I was playing Buzzwole when you were playing this as well, and I remember it was 5 items in the discard pile.
Yeah, 5 items.
For one shot
This
in.
would do 200 damage to a fighting
Buzzwole.
Pokemon.
I
5
couldn't do
items.
anything.
Mad.
And how can you not play the game?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
the only thing that saved me was Lycanroc. which is the
Yeah,
only
because that's
reason
weak to grass.
The only
yeah.
reason I was able to beat you sometimes.
So, Trashalange. So, when you're looking at this deck and these Pokemon, and you're your opponent, let's say you're my opponent, who do you attack? Do you get rid of the Espeon? Do you get rid of this?
Yeah.
Or do you get rid of the other one? Everything is a threat,
Yeah.
right? And, obviously, this is a single prize. Pretty decent. Yeah? And then, final Pokemon in the deck was Tapu Lele GX. Again, probably with this ability, I would say this is the best card ever printed with this ability.
I'd
right?
say so, yeah.
So Wonder Tag is when you play this from your hand to your bench, search your deck for a supporter. So Lumineon.
Yeah.
Yeah? But
People won games with this thing.
Tapu Lele, same HP as Lumineon.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, it is.
Better typing. It's got no weakness.
No.
It's got no resistance. It's only got single retreat. You know, it's 2 attacks. Energy Drive for times 20 for a double colorless, which again, this deck plays 4 of.
Yeah.
Yeah. This attack does 20 damage times the amount of energy attached to both active Pokemon. So it does the same attack as Espeon. So it does Psychic basically. So if you've got a double colorless, I got a double colorless. This is smacking you for 80
Yeah.
straight off, just for a single
The
attachment.
amount of times I've seen people.
So you could go bench Lele.
Yeah.
Get
Thanks,
boss's
man.
orders. Boss's order the Trubbish. Attach a DTE.
No.
Start smacking it.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Yeah. This kind of card with this ability and this attack won't get printed either. And then its GX move, which was used more than people probably thought, and it was actually used in this deck quite a bit, is Tapu Cure GX. So single Psychic Energy, heal all damage from 2 of your bench Pokemon.
Mad.
Just heal, completely
Yeah,
heal
yeah.
2 bench. So if you didn't have to use the Espeon attack, you know, the divide,
Yeah.
you just wait till they smack this and then Tapu Cure it.
Yeah.
So, which is pretty crazy.
Well, I was going to say something about Lele, and that's about the amount of times I've heard people with 2 double colorless on Lele, just energy driving for like 140, 160.
This deck was so good. This card was so good that when Tord won EYC with Zoroark and Golisopod, he played 4 Leles. 4. Most people started playing 4.
Yeah.
Some of the Espeon lists, like lower on in this Worlds tournament, played 4 Leles. Because you didn't even mind if you started it, because you could just go, I'll attack.
Yeah.
You know, and this is also a format where you can play a supporter in your first turn. So this is
Nice.
even more powerful
Yeah.
because you can just go Ultra Ball for Lele research, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to the supporters. So a lot of them are pretty basic, you know, as they are now. So we've got 3 Professor Sycamore. So this is like research. So, you know, discard, draw 7. We've got N. So each player shuffles his or her hand into the deck. Each player draws a card for each of her remaining prize cards. So this format now, you replace them with Iona.
Yeah.
Easy, right? You got Guzma. So Guzma, arguably better than Boss. Depends on what deck you play. So switch one of your opponent's bench with their active, and if you do, you switch one of yours.
Yeah. So it's
So
cross
this
switcher.
Yeah, this was good for the decks that you can't attack next turn.
Yeah.
So then you just go bang. Yeah? So Guzma, you swap that for 2 bars. Bridget, So this card is what made most decks work, right? This is your VIP pass.
Yeah, because you could lay for that turn 1, play it,
And then go...
EV, Trubbish.
You'd go EV, Trubbish. If you had an energy in your hand, you'd go
And
double
then-
Trubbish.
and then
if
you
you
could
didn't have
attach-
if you didn't have an energy, you'd go double EV. It would depend on your hand.
And then you could attach an energy to EV and go straight into Espeon. And
Broken.
you've already got a GX on the bench on
It's
turn
crazy.
1. Yeah.
That's so good.
I think, bear in mind with this card, there was about a month where you could bridge it for 3 basic GXs.
Yeah, you can, because it says or you can search for 1 EX.
Yeah,
When GXs come out, this was still in format.
yeah.
So you could bench 3 GX cards, which was crazy. This card also Tord played 4
Yeah.
just to get them, because getting a raw Bridget, getting Bridget out turn 1 without Lele was even more broken.
Yeah.
So it's like if you could play Luminium for Battle VIP Pass, well, let's rephrase that. People who play Irida and only play 1 Battle VIP Pass, right? Why not just play 4?
Yeah.
That was Tord's logic, so pretty good. Now this card is...
I've heard about this card.
This card is banned.
I have a
Yeah.
t-shirt of
Right.
this card. which
Yeah, I've
is
So-
heard that this card's banned.
This is the Garbatoxin, but it's a supporter. So you can play this on your first turn
Yeah.
before you've even got Garb in play.
And shut them down.
So until the end of your opponent's next turn, each Pokemon in play, in their hand, in their discard pile, everywhere, this includes cards that come into play, etc., have no abilities. So I go first. I evolve my Eevee, like you said, yeah. Let's just say I've got some nest balls or whatever. I fully do everything. Play Hexmaniac. You draw for turn.
You can't.
You pass.
Yeah.
There's a reason this is banned, because
Yeah.
it's unhealthy, right?
This card has the worst name in all of Pokemon.
Teammates.
It's the worst name.
It's also one of the best cards ever printed,
Yeah. it's-
right? So this card is... You can play this card only if one of your Pokemon was knocked out during last turn. Search your deck for any 2 cards.
Yeah.
Anything.
Just like a better right now.
It's way better, because you can search for... If you were playing this deck, like, let's say they took a quick knockout on a Trubbish, you'd be like, right, I'm just going to search for Espeon double colourless, you're dead.
Yeah.
I'm going to search for this, you're dead. I'm going to search for, stuff like that, right? I'm going to use this, search for Field Blower, get rid of your opponent's Float Stone.
You can get rid of your own tool on the guard.
Yeah, get rid of your own
Team
tool, draw
Lele
cards, do this, do that.
for next
Teammates,
turn.
really good card. It was in a lot of single prize decks like Night March. Like this now, you'd probably play 2, maybe 3 of this in Lost Box.
Yeah.
It would just make Lost Box insane. Imagine that. Just search for Mirage Gate, Vacuum,
Energy Recycler.
you lose.
Yeah.
Like broken. So VS Seeker. Again, I don't think they'll ever reprint this. So this is put a supporter card from your discard pile into your hand.
Yeah, broken. You just play it, the Hexmaniac.
Yeah, VS Seeker Hex, VS Seeker. That's why it's banned.
VS
Right.
Seeker team.
This is why we only have 3 Sycamore,
Yeah.
only 2 Boss's Orders, Guzma, only the 1 Bridget, only the 1 Hex. And teammates, imagine that, VS Seeker teammates every turn.
Yeah.
So 4 VS Seeker, pretty much self-explanatory. 4 Ultra Ball,
Standard.
2 Field Blower. So Field Blower is better than Vacuum
Yeah.
because you get rid of 2.
Yeah.
You can get rid of 2 tools,
And you don't have to discard to use it.
or a tool, or a stadium.
And you haven't got a discard to use it. Vacuum, you have
But you
to.
get rid of 2.
Yeah, it's nuts.
So people used to be like, when they were playing research, they'd be like, play choice bout, play this. You'd be like, yeah, Field Blower those. See you later. Actually crazy. Field Blower is also a very overpowered card that won't come back. And the same with the next card as well. This card,
broken.
this is Clara as an item.
Yeah, this was great.
So Rescue Stretcher, put a Pokemon from your discard pile straight back into your hand.
Mad.
Or you can just shuffle 3 back into your deck. So this is the Super Rod,
Yeah.
But better.
but into your hand.
Yeah.
So they knock out Sableye, you just go, cheers pal.
Yeah. Put it back.
And then you can play whatever you want. Broken. Float Stone. The Pokemon this is attached to has no retreat. Like none.
broken, especially with.
So if you go into Fat Garb who's got triple retreat, you can use that as a pivot. Yeah. Most other things in the deck, like it's usually for the Garb.
Choice band explanatory.
Yep, like Choice Bout now, and then Parallel City. Have you seen Parallel City before?
I've seen it. It's like a weird concept.
So Parallel City, you've got the blue and the red, so you choose which way it goes, right?
So you have to play it.
You play it
upside down. Or
yeah.
So the blue side. So if the blue side's pointing towards you, you can only have 3 bench.
Mad.
So let's ability lock you and bench lock you at the same time. Right? So you can't have any support Pokemon.
That VS Seeker Hex Maniac every time.
Right? And then Parallel City, the other way, the red way, was grass, water, fire do 20 less damage. Well, I'm not playing any of those Pokemon.
No. Well, actually, if you use the fire
But the good thing about Parallel as well is you can use it like Collapse Stadium now. If you've got a liability on the bench, like sometimes you'd have both Lele's in play, so you Parallel City yourself.
And then
both Lele's.
Chuck them out,
So quick run through the deck. We've got the Espeon. It's only got 200 HP. But like I said, we're not talking about HP. We're not talking about the power creep we're talking about the gameplay, the abilities. How do you think this would do at the moment?
He'll clean up. Just be the pure control element, like Hex Maniac, the Parallel City, the free retreat cost, field blowouts. Yeah. So
if you change this to the format now,
I think the deck would change completely, in my opinion.
You would have Espeon V-Star would have 260, 70 HP.
Probably 270.
Let's give it the same attacks.
Yeah.
Because they're fine, right?
V-Star abilities do the 10 damage counters.
Yeah. The Trubbish can be the same.
Yeah.
Yeah? Because they can just do...
Yeah.
Trash Avalanche would maybe be 30.
If I was playing in this format...
Yeah.
And this was here, and I only had the cards available from that era and everyone else had everything else, I reckon I'd play 2-2 Garb.
Yeah, maybe 2-2, yeah. A lot of people did play 2-2.
I know, yeah, but I would play 2-2.
So you could swap this, but the good thing about the Garb is you had the Rescue Stretcher.
Yeah.
So you just Garb it back. You just get it back. But I know what you mean, yeah. 2-2 would also be good, because you haven't got Heavy Ball. Not that Heavy Ball gets that, but... And then Lele is obviously way better than Luminion.
Yeah.
We didn't... Obviously, a quick look through the name. Double Colourless is the same as Double Turbo, but without the 20 minus
damage.
broken. This is why Double Turbo exists, because this was broken, right? And then obviously...
Well, yeah, it's the same as like Twin Energy, isn't it?
So switch that for thingy. That obviously is Iono, Boss. Bridget, you could just cut the Bridget and play something else.
What's the name? Adventurous Discovery.
Something like that, yeah. Hex, insane. Teammates, insane. Like, even if Teammates isn't, you just play right hand.
Yeah.
Right hand's better. No. The only card that would break it is Hex.
Yeah.
But you could replace that for another card.
You could just be the one player that gets to play Hex.
Yeah.
Just...
So, let's not say, would this clean up, right? S tier, 1, 2, or 3. As it stands now.
You're saying S, A, B, C, D, E, F.
Yeah. What tier would you put?
It's S tier, isn't it?
What tier would you put this in?
I'd say as the deck itself is an S. But if it was slapped into the format at the moment, I'd say high A. It's not going to be the big nuts.
Hex, I think Hex just ruins Gardeau.
Yeah.
Obviously, not being able to do
so does Garbodor.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Garbodor and Hex
like,
kind of just shut down.
Can you imagine if
most of your deck engines like
imagine now if you had the Garb, right, and I think the closest thing in format now is a Klefki. Imagine if Klefki's ability said it can just be on your bench.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's literally, this is the only thing that would make it impossible to beat.
This would break the format.
If you had 2 of them on the bench.
Yeah. Well, that's what most people in
Yeah,
other
that's
decks
what people
did.
aimed for.
If you go back to, can you go back
You want me to go to the list?
like the list for the worlds? So if you go back,
If you opened it before, then
Yeah,
yes. Yeah. There we go.
if you go down to like, I think it's 8th place, maybe.
Jimmy
Not this one. It's
Sam Chen.
no, it was. Yeah, Jimmy's list. Click Jimmy's list.
Hold on. Was this the one where the guy cheated in the final?
No, that's the
No.
one after.
Who was this?
This was when Diego beat
Oh.
Suzuki in the
Who's
final.
you
I want Jimmy Pendarvis,
Number 6. Up one. That one.
There we go.
who's unfortunately passed away.
Jimmy Pandan. Oh, what? Oh, yeah. We saw about. Yeah, he did. Yeah. He did say about
So
that. Yeah.
Jimmy let
Yeah,
4
there-
Leles.
3
Yeah.
and then 1. And
So
then
his
there's
difference is 4 Leles.
3 EVs.
He's
2
got 3
Espeon.
Vis, 2 Espion.
He plays
2 rescue.
4
He's playing 2 Stretcher.
Yep.
4 Sycamore.
He's only got 3 VS Seeker.
Yeah.
But he's
So
got an extra-
see what I mean? So
got an
there's
extra
slight
stretcher.
variation. So his would be more of like I'm getting this turn 1
Yeah.
to get this turn 1 to bench turn 1. Da 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 da. So that one's pretty. Again, you just play multiple. So I mean, 4 Leles. What deck now would play 4 Luminion? Like, why would you do that? Like, you just wouldn't. Like, people now get freaked out about playing 1.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, this was the worlds when Diego won with Guardi GX. Yeah.
Yeah. This is a nice deck as well, which we can look at one week.
Yeah. Hopefully.
So this is the. If I show you this quickly, Graham, this is why you play the Flareon. This
This
is
was
for everyone
busted.
else as well. Why you play the Flareon? This deck is basically the same deck but with grass. So you got the Wimpod.
This is the card that.
During your first turn, if this Pokemon has no retreat, so if you started it, you can just retreat it, right? And then you got the Golly.
Felicipod.
Again, one of my favourite cards. So 210, and it's there. 210. First impression. If this Pokemon was on your bench and became your active, it does 90 more.
Yeah.
So it does a clean
130.
one whatever it does, yeah. And then
120.
Armor Press. During your opponent's next turn, it takes 20 less damage.
Yeah.
And then Crossing Cut GX for 150. So with Choice Back does 180, which was a great number, right? Switch this Pokemon with one of your bench, yeah?
Yeah.
And switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. You can't use more than... So you would attack with this to knock out, say, a Lele, and then switch into a single Prizer.
Yeah.
You know? So this is why people played the Flareon.
Yeah.
Because this... Is this list got the Ace of Rollers in it, Luke?
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, look. So you see Ace of Roller
Oh,
here.
blind. 2 Ace of Roller, there we go. Or there was so many.
So the
ways to
Espeon
play
could
it.
only hit you for like, what is it? 60, 70, 80, no, could hit you for
So
180.
you can- that's basically like that new future card.
Yeah,
Pick
so
Pokemon up.
the Espeon can hit you for 180 if it doesn't get a choice bout, right? But the Gliscod would never attach to the DTE, it would just have the grass, so you could never psychic it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to have the...
There's 2 things I would like to talk about with this deck, actually. That's this first. The Flying Flip Tabacoco, which, if anyone knows about one of my decks that I played, which I'm probably going to talk about, was the Wheezing one.
Everyone likes Flying Flip.
But there's also one more little thing which I think people should know, and it's that this card is the reason why we're all a team, isn't it?
Called the
'Cause
Wimpods.
We're called the
Yeah.
Worcester Wimpods, so
Yep.
that's the only...
So this is a deck I would
Amazing.
talk more about soon.
Yeah. You will. I know what he's like.
Because, again, Gliscod's one of my favourites. So, next week's deck, it's not in this format, is it? Was it the format before?
You putting words in my mouth saying what I'm going to pick.
Do you want to type it in? Would it come up?
What if I put in just the deck? Well,
That's you searching for tournaments there.
Yeah.
So you
I
Search
don't
in
know.
decks.
I don't know if mine will.
can change that to decks.
Can you?
Yeah.
Hold on. Bear with us. Decks.
That's players. Good job.
Thanks, Graham.
Skill issue.
Anytime.
It's just because it's
Click decks.
I don't know if it will come up.
It will. There
Because
he
I
is.
only want the.
You just click the top one.
I want the sledgehammer one now. That'll be
I
another
just want to
day.
show you the card of what we're... There you go. So if you just
I
click...
want the I can't-
Still out here in 2019.
Yeah, let's just press this one. Here we go. because that's got the Lycanroc in it, which is the one I play.
We're not going to go through the deck. We're just going to show you the Pokemon, because we'll go through the deck next time. Yeah. But we'll find.
No, that's the wrong one. This isn't the deck, but this is just the card.
So this.
I find it. No,
that's the wrong one.
it's because it's so laggy because you've got trash setup.
There he is.
Where?
I thought I said Marshmallow then. Marshmallow and Machamp. There he is.
Okay.
Knuckle Impact.
To the nose on in.
I know, this will be... We'll find the actual deck.
So next week's Spotlight deck will be Buzzwole GX with Lycanroc.
100%.
There's going to be the heavy Buzzwole GX version, not the mini Sledgehammer version,
I
yeah?
think this isn't... The one we're going to talk about isn't the best version.
No, we could talk about both.
But this is the one that I played.
But this is what I would call Lewis's favourite deck.
I was going to play it for... what was the Worlds I couldn't go to?
Nashville.
I was going to play that for Nashville, but unfortunately I couldn't go.
So this card's great. So have a quick look, but we're going to not show you that.
Do you want to go back to the actual podcast?
How do I do that? Press
Go
it.
on.
That.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then press where it says
Middle
scene. You've got this, bro.
Yeah, man. Hey!
Oh,
We're frozen.
There we go.
yeah, I'll just delete this, and then we'll be on prime runnings.
Prime
Watch the
runnings.
watch the CPU usage go
Yeah,
from
yeah.
there you go. Look
Oh
at
wow!
it just
Yeah,
drop
okay.
straight
Yeah,
away.
so whatever that means, I don't
Google
know.
Chrome's just like give me
That's
all your power.
76.2 now.
So yeah, so that was Espeon Garb or Espeon Garbodor or Psychic Lock or
Clocking in an hour and 6.
all of these random things that people called it. I thought it teared up the format. A lot of people at the time weirdly only classed it as a tier 2.
Mad.
Because there were obviously a lot of other decks that smacked at the time. There were really fast basic decks. There were really fast single prize decks, like stuff like Night March and stuff like that was still quite good, which you probably had a harder matchup if you didn't get the divide turn 1 or turn 2 kind of thing. But yeah, so Espeon, one of my favourite cards, one of my favourite decks. That's my Spotlight. So tell us what you think about that. Do you think it will hold up? We seem to think it will. Yeah? Like, in its state now, if the cards... Let's say the cards weren't banned and it was able to be played now, would it trash the format? Literally. Trash launch. I think it would.
Everyone's laughing.
That's Jinx sellers. Jinx
That is
sellers.
Jinx.
So yeah, let us know, in the comments, because that always helps.
It does actually, believe it or not. But I think everyone should comment their
Like and subscribe.
their favourite deck.
If you have a past deck, and it doesn't have to be old, but let's say like not this format at all. Let's go like before COVID?
Just something you miss playing. There you go.
Like before COVID, something that's rotated, but not rotated like last week. That kind of
We'll
thing.
briefly discuss them, I think.
And then if we
Do a
look
Google.
into them, we can go over a lot of old decks, because I want to go over quite a few from like 17, 18, 19. Quite a few like each. We're going to do it probably every other podcast. We said, didn't we? We're going to do that. Keep it a little bit more. Keep you waiting. Make you.
Just realised that there's this dragon just poking by my shoulder.
He's the special
And everything else is covered up by
He's
clouds.
like play last box.
Everything
This
else.
guy.
Yeah, we got him as well. He's pretty sick.
That's not too shabby, as they
The
say.
best one's the Snorlax behind you.
Oh, the Snorlax is great.
Haggard Snorlax.
That's so
Look at
old.
a Snorlax. How cool is that? Yeah. I like Snorlax as a Pokemon, so, as you might have guessed. So, yeah, if you have any deck ideas, well, not deck ideas, but old decks that you like or miss playing, not misplaying, but misplaying.
Oh my god.
Bad players, mate.
Oh
You know,
my god.
Because we all misplay decks, but do we miss playing them? Okay. So yeah, basically, if that's that, put
Do you want to take over from Simon?
them in the comments. Can you subscribe?
Rate 5 stars on
all this.
Spotify.
Yeah.
I thought you were about to say rate 5 stars on like.
Also, we have
Yeah.
Instagram. I set up an Instagram, so if you could go and follow the Instagram, it's Bad Players Podcast.
We have a TikTok as well. I just want to let you know. That's literally the same.
So
For all you young guns.
I think everything is under just Bad Players Podcast. It's Bad Players with a Z.
If you go on
you American
anything,
friends.
we'll come up. Even if we haven't created an account, we'll just
Yes,
Yeah.
we'll be there.
we'll be there.
Little
So, yeah.
tickets go on sale next week.
They do.
Oh, thanks, Graham.
Wednesday?
Is it like the
Maybe
fish
Wednesday?
that does the news?
If you're that way inclined
And you're going.
I am going. I am staffing. The first one.
So Graham is the one who hands out the toilet roll.
6 hour drive. It's not that bad actually. I looked at it yesterday.
Do you know
6
your roll?
hours-
Do you
6
know
hours
your
on the
roll
train.
yet?
Yeah, just
Your
TCG
your,
floor
toilet
your
roll.
toilet roll.
Yeah, TCG floor judge toilet roll holder.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
What for people at the tables?
Yeah. For everyone
What,
crying.
when they
Everyone
cry,
crying,
yeah. So you
I'd never leave Lewis's table if he was there.
No, he flips the table.
Oh.
So yeah, so we'll be back next week. We'll
I-
bring you. He won't, but we will. He might come back another time though, if you want.
If he upgrades his technological setup, we might not have to do it in person. We could
Yeah,
do it
exactly.
through the
So
powers of the internet.
we can have Graham back
Great.
because he's or spidermash or whatever. He can talk to you about that in a minute. So next podcast we'll talk about Pittsburgh, and I don't think there's one next weekend. There might be Peoria, maybe. But we'll talk about Pittsburgh and we'll see if this 9-0 Maridon Day 1 deck actually does well or if it's hit the Day 2 skill wall now. We'll see. And yeah, we'll talk about that. If there's any more like poker, beach news, card news, we'll go through all of our like crazy, funny, this is trash, you know. That's got to be like our thing, it's trash.
It's
Yeah.
just trash.
Trash. Like we're bad, so what we say doesn't matter, but it's trash. So yeah, like I said, like, subscribe. He said some 5-star thing, whatever that is.
Spotify.
And
Instagram, TikTok,
Anything.
comment some decks. Also, tell us if you think Espeon Garb's any good,
Would you play?
and if you disagree with us, you're
Would you?
wrong. But I'm just saying,
Whoa!
you're wrong. But you know,
Sigma.
all of those things. So
I think I've got a shiny Espeon at home in my folder.
I have. I
Yeah.
collect them. So there you go. So I'm Simon. I'm signing off.
I'm Mash. I'm out.
I'm
We're going to a
the-
challenge actually now, so they'll tell you how that went.
I'm
next week.
the Rizzler, as it says here, bro. I had to point it out today, alright? The Rizzler.
It's a trash
It's
t-shirt.
I
crazy.
don't know what that means.
It's amazing.
We're old.
Is that how you're ending it?
Yeah. Laters.